So today is Wednesday. So today what I decided to do was, what the heck is this Wednesday? So we have this. It appears similar to a hula hoop, which at first I thought it was. And some people may know what it is. I'm not sure. It's like a very hard plastic, but it's actually heavy. And it does look like a hula hoop. Okay, and I was given these by my dad. And so what I'm going to try to do is create something with it. Now this is, I got 2 of them. So this is one I haven't done anything to. And I've already started working on one of them. And I've painted it gray. So I've painted it gray. And I went ahead and drilled a hole on each side. So, okay. And I also did the same thing with drilling holes in this piece of wood. And then actually my mama gave me this piece of wood. It's got scrabbles all over it from somebody. Anyway, it's just a plain piece of wood. And what I'm going to do is put it in the middle. But first, I'm going to do letters. And I've already started painting some of the letters. And the letters spell out welcome. So I've painted the W already, and I just put a little bit of gray on it. So I'm going to continue doing that. I'm not using too much, just kind of want it light. I'm sorry if you see me do this like a lot. My glasses really need to be adjusted. They're a little loose on my face. Oh, okay. Okay. So, those look pretty good. And I know y'all can see my hands. I just paint however. I mean, I could have put them down, but I just feel like it's a little quicker. And I don't care. I'll get all this off, or I'll leave it. Anyway. The next thing I'm going to do is put a wood stain on the wood. This one's my favorite. It's like Kona. This is my favorite tone. And normally I just use these. Anything, I'll just use any type. I'm going to call it a rag. Y'all can call it whatever y'all want, but I'm going to call it a rag. So, Anyway, I'm just gonna dip it a little. And just work my way across. I think I'm gonna do the sides, but I may even go ahead and do the back just because there's that very obvious scribbles, green scribble scrabble, and I kind of put too much on there anyway. Sides too. Okay, then you can kind of go over it and remove some of it where it's not so dark and kind of even it out. Okay. I'm gonna close this up. Wood stain is very messy, and actually I planned on wearing my gloves for the wood stain, but I forgot. So that's why I have on paint pants. Okay. So I've been getting my glue gun ready. And Rand's back here chewing on my ribbon. Okay. Okay. Get a dog, it'll be great. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue my letters down on the wood. I haven't really decided. I guess I'm gonna go like, just go for it. Press it down. I actually need to make sure it's going to actually fit, because I didn't even actually do that. That would actually been really smart of me, because it actually it almost isn't going to. So probably would have been wise of me to have checked that tad bit. But I think what I can do is do it like that. Okay. So actually, excuse me while I try to pull this back up, because I didn't even it out. Right, I'm gonna have to lay it again. Slide it over a tad bit to make sure there's room. I think what I'm going to do is kind of position it where the hole is right in the middle of that W. Okay. Moving along. I'm just gonna get that as close as I can. The kids just got back from church, so they're supposed to be getting ready for bed. So that's why they're quiet. I'm line up the holes because I'm going to line the holes up too. Now, in order to basically tie the piece of wood that I have, see, I have the piece of wood now, it has the wood letters welcome across it. And I'm going to use the jute string is what I have to use. And you could probably even use wire, but I actually couldn't find the wire. So I really think that just a little bit of jute string wrapped around it would work fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and loop it through one, basically, pull it through, and then loop it through the hole in the hoop. I'm try to go underneath the letter. And actually the letter just came off. So let me just go ahead and I'm having a little bit of trouble with the W. Probably for what? And I'm actually going to probably wrap it like I had said. Kind of put it through a couple of times. That way it's not so maybe wobbly. Just tie it in a knot is all I'm going to do. Just tie it in a good knot. And then cut it. And then do the same thing on the other side. And then do it a couple of times. My jute strings kind of getting tangled. Go through that hula hoop part. I'm just go around it, and then we're gonna tie it. And then we're gonna cut it. Now, what we can do now is get that W back on. Now that that's tied on good. Alright, so that is basically what you have so far. And you can tell that's holding pretty well. It's not swaying around or anything. Okay. And really, if you wanted it simple, you could probably just leave it like that. But I figured I would add like just some pieces of leaves that I have, fake leaves, and one little fake flower. And I haven't actually decided where I'm going to put it yet. I just figured in one of the corners. I'm thinking about right there. Would be good. I'm just gonna put some glue, and I think I'm gonna put the things first. And just kind of arrange it somehow. Add some more so I can put now. I also am going to add a bow to the end between the flowers. You can add more flowers, but and later I may add a few more flowers to it. We'll just see. But I was just trying to hurry up and grab what I could. And now that my dog has chewed on a portion of the end, I'm going to have to trim it up. So I'm going to trim that part off. Okay. So now we're just going to play around. Which I don't have much left, so let's see what size. If I want the bow bigger or smaller, just play around with it. Let's see what we think. I don't know if you are familiar with how to make bows, but I just basically do like almost like a loop, almost like a cancer ribbon type. And then I would just put my hands in between the middle and just kind of squish it up, kind of, or fold them where it makes the shape of a bow. And then you just pinch them, pinch, pinch, pinch. And there you have just a simple bow. And then I normally will just wrap some string or yarn or anything around it. And right now I have the jute string, so I'm just gonna kind of wrap it in the middle a couple of times. Going to actually leave it longer so I can glue the bow to the hoop, as well as I'm going to try to also tie it around it just to make it more secure. You could just do it like that, where you have the jute in the middle right here, but what I like doing, and I guess I'm going to use this piece, is just taking a small piece and just kind of twisting it. Twisting it. Just kind of twisting it and kind of placing it and covering the jute string. That's okay. Okay, that was Nelly. So I'm gonna use some hot glue. Just glue that piece down. And you'll notice I burn my fingers a lot while doing this, or while using my glue gun. Add a little more. Okay. Now you can just kind of play with it, poof it out, fix it how you want it to look. And these are a little, I feel like one size a tad bit longer. And I also like the V shape. Just kind of cut them off just a little. Shape. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is try to figure out where I want to lay it. So I'm gonna kind of pick it up so I can kind of see what I'm. Just about right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue right there. But like I said, I left the jute string long on the bow so I can also tie it around too. Trying to twist the ends a tiny bit too. Alright, so I'm going to tie that. You can see how it looks. I may even loop it. It's not showing. Make sure. Scoot it up. I don't want the string showing. Alright, so now that seems secure, I'm going to trim that. Trim the excess off. Even two. Those. Alright. Now, let's see what it looks like. Twist this end a tad bit. Alright. Well, there you go. Let me just hold it back. And all you can do is just hang that like on a hook on the door, or I think this stuff like this looks very cute hanging on a blanket ladder, maybe. I did the hula hoop wreaths before, and this is kind of what that's looking like to me. Now I actually have them on the shop windows, is the hula hoop wreath. But I had no clue what this is, so that is why I called that, what the heck is this Wednesday? Because I really didn't know what it was. I'm sure there's somebody that knew what it was, and they're probably like, Shiva, duh. We know what that is. It's but I don't really know what it was. So I changed it up. So it went from, what the heck is this, to a cute wreath, hula hoop style wreath, a welcome wreath. So anyway, alright, we'll have a happy Wednesday night, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.